much stuff floating around. I don't know. People trying to say they wasn't together.
Basically was trying to get into a threesome. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another exciting episode and experience known as Kay and Manny. I'm the one they call Manny. She's the lady of all K's. And today's episode is sponsored by...
Today's episode is sponsored by Lady K Enterprises, which we are a financial service firm that specializes in cryptocurrency. And honestly, we are just a one-stop shop. We help you get your business registered. We help you with your website, logo designs, and to get your game up in the marketing area. So thank you for tuning in today to the Lady K Chat podcast, the K and Manny show. Now back to you, Manny.
Thank you. And today we're going to talk about the unseasoned. We're going to talk about the Mayo Brigade. Yes, we're going to talk about these Karens. Yeah, the ones that be calling the cops on you just by walking across the street. Yeah, we're going to talk about y'all.
Right.
On us. Sorry, I got a little carried away. My lady of K, would you like to lead this off?
Yeah, you know what, Manny, it's so interesting how, because we called today episode The Revenge of the Karens, and it just shows that these Karens have been heavily involved for years and years and years, and it goes back, back into time. I actually want to talk about a time where it's back, but it's too not far back, and just talk a little bit about Mr. Emmitt Till, whose life was shortened because of a Karen, because of that lady who made a false accusation against a young boy.
Hold on. Are you sure our audience is ready for that subject?
Yes. Yes, they are. We have to talk about it.
All right.
I know it's heavy.
Let's do it.
It's
let's
heavy.
do it.
It's heavy, but let me tell you
and the reason why and for my audience know that the reason why that subject is very heavy for me is simply because not only it happened in the South, but it happened to an innocent bystander that really had nothing to do with nothing. And then on top of that, this woman... Continue. Go ahead.
Right. So again, like I was going in that direction, starting with that Karen, just whatever a Karen says, it's like her word is golden. And because of her gold so golden, an innocent young Black boy life was taken. And it wasn't necessary. Now that rolling years later, I believe they did say on her deathbed, she
lied,
confronted and said that was not true. But
she lied. Just say it. She lied.
She did lie, but hold on.
Lied.
We all know that that's the norm. But you know what's so crazy? You know why I say the Revenge of the Karen? Because it's so interesting when we, and I'm speaking for myself, African American woman speaks for herself, we're all of a sudden called loud and we're ghetto and we have an attitude. But when a Karen does it, it's like, oh no, Karen is just speaking. So it's just so interesting how society label us when we want to be vocal, when we want to speak out. We're getting seen a certain type of way, or they project us in a certain type of way. But when a Karen does it, it's so different. And I'm sorry, what was it back in the day? Before it became a Karen, we used to call them Becky. So Karen's just Becky's sister, okay? Because Becky old now.
Said Becky's sister, okay. But sometimes we refer Becky's as, I'll put it to you like this: some Becky's, some people will say, some Becky's are good, but then nothing good comes from a Karen. And the reason why I'm very passionate about Emmitt Till again, it's just like, first of all, this woman lied. just
Right.
told a bold-faced, flat-out lie that this man did this, and basically a group of men was out on a witch hunt, found this man, basically beat him to a bloody-ass pulp, and then put him through a cotton gin. And for those who don't know what a cotton gin is, basically it's a machine that separates the cotton to get all the, the splints in there to get them out. So
Right.
imagine throwing a human being into that little machine and tearing him out. And for those who do, and honestly, and the reason why I'm saying this, because y'all can Google what Emmitt Till looked like after the fact, because
Oh,
that was just one of those. It's one of those images, and I remember seeing this as a sixth grader. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And I remember we was in class. It was a social study class, and we were watching this little special called Eyes on the Prize. If you remember what I'm talking about, it was on PBS. Okay. And I can't recall what year it was, but I just remembered vividly for the first time remembering talking about the story of Emmitt Till, right? And they showed an image of what he looked like before, and they showed an image of when he was in that casket. I mean, and his mother, legend has it, his mother wanted an open casket funeral to show what they did to her son. And
Absolutely.
I'm going to be honest with you. It looked, I mean, I can't even describe what this man possibly went through.
Young
The
boy.
reason,
Young
yes,
boy. He was only a teenager. You know what? I
a
don't want to.
teenager from Chicago,
Right.
and he got and basically they accused him of whistling at a white woman, and now
Right.
then all of a damn sudden he's losing his life.
Right. But I
So
do want to say this,
yeah,
right? Because I don't want
I'm
to
sorry. Go ahead.
spend I don't
I'm
want to
just
spend too much time on Emmett Till, but that was
yeah.
just for us to bring to your attention how easily, when Cameron voiced something that it can go in a different, direction. But I do want to say this for those who have not visited yet, I highly recommend you to visit the African American Museum in Washington, D.C., where
Yeah.
they have a monument. They have a room that's dedicated, just for him. But moving forward, going on with the Revenge of Karen. So we open up a little bit talking about how it was like, back in the 50s and the 60s. So now let's moving a little bit forward. Let's talk about how these Karens are today, Manny.
Yeah, like what I mentioned before, they like to call the cops on us. As a matter of fact, I believe about a year ago, you remember, and you posted this on the you posted this on the YouTube, you posted this on your social medias. Whereas there was this one woman who was basically looking at this man bird watching and told this woman to stand back because he wasn't masked up, and basically would call the cops thinking about there's a man attacking me. And I'm like, okay, first of all, how is he attacking you with a cell phone in one hand? And I'm assuming this man is right-handed, so he's beating you with his left hand. Come on, dude. Come on now. And second of all, he's recording you. And you just telling a flat ass lie while he's recording you.
But you know
Right.
what, Manny? I this part I do love. I love the advancement of technology because
Yes.
now the proof is in the pudding about which they're fabricating lies because the recording it doesn't lie. It can't lie. And it caught the truth and the whole truth. But like you said, there's someone who was just minding his own business. And for her to want to do that, so it's like, what was running through your mind? Did you really feel threatened, or did she just want to be a bitch? We would never know what goes in their mind and what is the reason for them to target our Black men.
But again, I feel like in that instance, and I feel like in a lot of instances, it's just kind of like their pride gets so freaking hurt, they wanted some get back. Now, unfortunately for her, she lost her job. And
Right.
on top of that, you pretty much got ridiculed by the whole city of New York. Now, as you know, because you're from there, that whole city is large in a
Absolutely.
very small way. But and then in turn, everybody's just kind of like, you did this? Yeah, you stay over there. Stay right there.
But you know what? Also, too, you know, this talking about New York City because that's just one of the main biggest cities that has a lot of diversity, and
Right.
because of the diversity, that's how I feel. You know, that kind of led to her termination. Because let's be honest and let's be real. If it was in a certain part of the country,
Right.
I'm pretty sure that wouldn't be as easy. You know, and this is on topic but off topic. I don't know if you heard about this, but there was a young lady who pretty much had less than an ounce of marijuana on her. And she is now serving 20 years in the state of Mississippi. That makes no
Mm.
sense. You see what I'm saying? So there's
But
different
yeah,
parts of this country where they are still going in and Black people are being targeted. And it's a shame. It's a shame. It's 2021 and we're still fighting for
but right.
our name, our sake, our color.
But if you really think about it, and I'm speaking from experience, and this is nothing against anybody that's from the state of Mississippi, but Mississippi has always been behind the curve when it comes to social issues.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's and I'm the reason why I'm saying this is because just recently they just now passed a law where it's okay for an interracial couple to date each other, let alone get married.
Well,
Because
hold on.
for
Let me kick it up a notch. A
okay,
couple of years ago, there was a documentary done that the kids finally celebrated their first segregated, I'm sorry,
non-segregated prom.
non-segregated prom.
I
I was
remember
like,
that.
and that was in the 2000s. So can you
Yep.
imagine? We're in the 2000s and Mississippi had their first non-segregated prom. But
Yeah.
I honestly believe after that, from what I'm here, after that, it went back to resume to normal. But it's so sad that this is 2021 and things like this is still going on.
Well, and again, there's a lot of states down here that would still want to be considered part of the good old boy system. And we all know that there are some places here in Texas and some places in the South that are practically sundown towns. And for those who don't know what a sundown town is, it's like once the sun is down, you stay in the house because that's the
Right,
safest place you're going to be. But
right.
I digress. One thing I always hate about when Karens call the cops on us is the fact that not only you either stretch the truth or you fabricate the truth, and either or somebody is going to jail either unlawfully or unjustly, or you're going to jail because you just told a lie. And then what really is funny in this whole thing is that there was a video out there where there was this one woman, I think she was in the East Coast, I can't remember what city, recorded this woman in a Victoria's Secret shop. And this woman spazzed out un I mean, she came unnerved like nobody's business. Like she was on the ground pointing at the camera, shaking like she had a seizure and everything. I was dying.
That's
I
a
was
damn shame.
laughing. I'm like, woman, like, if you're not doing something crazy, why are you so concerned about being filmed? Okay.
Like
Like
I said, like I
if you
said.
if you have nothing to worry about, then you don't care if you're being filmed. Now, if you are doing something crazy and you're being filmed, guess what? We will deal with you accordingly. Social media has a way of punishing people,
Absolutely.
and it's called canceling people. By the way, look at that episode on our YouTube. By the way, but yes, they have a knack for doing such. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm rambling.
Right. So I wanted to actually piggyback, before we leave, I had to share this story because this was a Karen incident, but a Karen incident gone wrong. And I'm going to play the clip too. So apparently there was a lady inside a restaurant and they said that she was disturbing the peace. And it was a black officer saying, hey, ma'am, please come outside with me because right now, you're violating, you're disturbing the peace. And she was going carrying on and on and on and on and on and on, right? And then, long story short, they manhandle her, the African American cop and the white cop, manhandle her to outside. They try to speak to her nicely so she can try to cooperate. Then when they handcuff her, oh my guys, Karen was hysterical and she started making threats and I have your like, it's not that serious, but at the same time too, now you know how it feels when you feel like you're doing nothing wrong and then now you're being arrested, but in a way, I said in her mind she thought she wasn't doing up anything wrong when she was actually disturbing the peace, but in her mind she felt like she can do whatever she wants.
But the reason why she got arrested because she was resisting,
right? And she was disturbing the peace.
Ladies of the unseasoned, when you
wait a second, wait, what the hell is ladies of the unseasoned?
Karens. Yes, ladies of the unseasoned.
Stupid.
Take it from us. When you resist what a cop is telling you, 9 times out of 10, you're going to jail. Now, the only step they will skip is where they beat the hell out of you. But you're going to jail regardless.
But you know what? That's the part, right? That's the part. You don't never hear Karen getting beat up. You don't hear about that, but you hear, Daquan getting beat up, and they actually might lay hands on someone like me. Let's be honest.
I can't imagine that, because if they lay hands on you, somebody's going to record you and say, "Unhand that woman! You're beating her up!" I can just see that happening.
Listen,
now, knowing you for a long time, you may put up a fight, but
now, you know what? Nah, but I'm gonna put up a fight in a different way. I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? No. I'm gonna make sure that I speak my rights, and this I have to stress before we leave, guys. I have to stress that I think it's very imperative us to know our rights, because when we do know our rights and we speak up, then they really can't hold us, with these false, what do you want to call it?
Accusations.
The accusations or the attempt to arrest.
Right.
We have to really study and know our rights. So, I'm just hoping that everyone that's tuning in right now,
I have to say something real quick. I know we're about to leave here, and I know we're about to leave, but I have to say something because you just gave me a great idea. I feel like one of these episodes down the road, we need to bring an attorney in to discuss our rights.
Absolutely.
I feel like that's an episode for another day.
Absolutely.
I feel like we need to bring an attorney in, a
civil rights
attorney. Yeah,
yes, we absolutely.
Down the road, stay tuned for that, because we're gonna bring somebody in and discuss this, because a lot of times we go around not knowing our rights, but then again, we need to know our rights down the road. Okay, just in case for some mishaps like this.
Right. Okay, just in case a Karen want to throw accusations on us, because we know when they speak volume. When we speak, we're just ratchet, loud, and ghetto.
I mean, they can call us what they want, but if the non-purpose flower wants to say all this other stuff to us, then by all means, we're just going to just retaliate in a different way. I mean, think about it. Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high. But sometimes, this is just me, sometimes when they go low, we take it to the flow.
We can, but you know what? It's all about the approach. It really is all about the approach. The approach matter, and it speaks a lot of volume, and then it separates who has class and who doesn't. But at the same time, too, I'm not trying to make you feel any low when you try to physical, because it feels like sometimes That's how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you feel because
Right.
we get brought to that level. But
Oh yeah.
again, it's so crazy how when we're ready to go into that level, we're looked at as, oh, you're delusional. We're looked at as, oh, you're being extra. We're looked upon as, you're ghetto and you always want to fight. But it's like you're tempting us to fight. How long do we have to keep screaming our rights?
Right.
How long we have to keep attempting to march for our
Right.
rights just
Right.
because of the color of our skin?
Mm-hmm. Anyway, anything else you want to add, my lady of K?
You know what, Manny, I think I touched some stuff, but definitely, a part two is coming, like you said, with a civil rights attorney, just to come and bring us some knowledge so we know how to protect ourselves. But I do think everyone from listening, I'm pretty sure we can agree to disagree on today's topic. But I'm appreciate that you tune in with us, with me and Manny, this Saturday morning. Continue to tune in every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the Lady K Chat podcast with Kay and Manny. And we
Yes.
are on Spotify, YouTube, Apple, all those great streaming services. And we thank you again. And we want to say definitely, if you need help starting your business, remember Lady K Enterprises, we're a financial service firm with a one-stop shop. We can do all the things for you on your behalf. So we will see you next week. Thank you so much for following us. And don't forget to hit the like and the share, and definitely leave a comment on your thoughts today. So we'll see you guys next Saturday.
Have a good one.
Lady K.